What's up, everybody? Funnel Doc here. Looks like we're good. First logged in yesterday, I saw this. Hello, ChatGPT 4.0. We're announcing ChatGPT 4.0, our new flagship model that can reason across audio, vision, and text in real time. What that means is it's able to use all those different inputs. Audio, it can hear things. It doesn't even have to see. It can vision, it can see it, and text. All at once in real time, it can understand what's going on and be able to engage with you about what it's seeing, hearing, or reading. Boom. I mean, it's serious. If you've ever seen the movie Her, where the guy, Joaquin Phoenix, I believe it's Joaquin Phoenix, has the app on his phone that can talk to him and he falls in love with it. This is Welcome to Her. I'm making a prediction right now, 5/14, within 1 year, someone will try and marry ChatGPT-4o or a version of it. It's funny too, because if you watched any of this stuff with like the Gemini, when it released, they released all these videos, Google's version of ChatGPT, sort of, it's their AI. So the funny thing is when they released it, they had all these videos of it doing all these amazing tasks, but then it found out later it was leaked that they were sped up videos. And then here is ChatGPT here going ahead and putting all videos on this page that are 1x real time, which is like a little jab to, in my opinion, to actually Facebook. So now, realize this is two different things. There is an app that's uploadable for the desktop and on your phone, but it's only available for iPhone Max right now. It's not available for Android. So I have a PC and Android, so I can't demo that. I do have access inside of ChatGPT, which we'll go over. But just realize all the demos you're seeing is not this. It's not right here. If I go right here now and I log in, and we'll come back to this and go over in a minute. You'll see when I log in, I have access now to GPT 4.0. And we'll go over this. I've been playing with it. I'll give my review about it. We'll get back to that. But when we go back to here, and you see these guys using it and stuff, you see this app down here. This is him using the app, because the app's multimodal. The actual chat itself is not. I've messed with it already. I've talked to it. I'm curious if that, even though it says 4.0, it's faster. But usually when you ask it what version it is, it will tell you what version, and it says it's 4 turbo. It doesn't say O, which for those who don't know, O means Omni. That's what they're using this for. So,
hey, how's it going?
Hey there, it's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Nice choice. What's up with that ceiling though? Are you in a cool industry style office or something?
Well, can you take it?
So right there, you can see right there, this right here is what it looks like now. So it's going to be using the camera to be able to see, or you can turn it around. You can also share screen. There's also going to be, I'll show you in a minute, a desktop version, again, only for Macs that are out right now. They're going to be releasing Android very soon, that you can share your screen with so it can see what's on your screen. And I'm going to show you demos of that later. But this is what I'm talking about. Imagine instead of this, that there's a person or avatar on there that's mouthing everything. So now you've got a person attached to this. It's going to be, it's wonderful, wonderfully terrifying, to be honest with you. It's wonderfully terrifying.
Take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
He said, take a guess at what he's doing based on what he's showing.
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video or...
And one other thing you'll notice and pay attention to is now there's an inflection in the voice when it talks. It has emotion. Anyone that's watched my past videos before knows when I do my prompts and different things, I've always used the chat version, because I just don't like typing when I can talk to it, have it ask me a question, me answer it, versus having to type. It's just my form of laziness. But I've been using chat for a while and I love it, but there's a huge change. There's personality behind the chat that wasn't there before.
Maybe even a live stream?
Yeah. In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's exciting. Announcements are always a big deal. Judging by the setup, it looks like it's going to be quite the professional production. Is this announcement related to OpenAI, perhaps?
It is. And in fact, what if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about me? Well, color me intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or
So anyway, I don't want to waste our time on just the demos. Let me know in the chat what you think about that. Let me know what you think about what I've been saying so far about someone falling, because you can hear the inflection in the voice. You can hear that. And now that they're able to communicate on 3 different levels with audio, visual, and text, I mean, it's a game changer. So let's get out of this real quick. We're going to jump into, we're going to go through some stuff here. GPT-4o stands for Omni, like I was saying here. It's a step towards more natural human-computer interaction. It accepts as input any combination of text, audio, and image, and generates a combination of text, audio, and image output. So it's input and output, both multimodal. It can respond to audio inputs as little as 2.3 milliseconds. And that's one thing I have seen with the demos. I, again, haven't got to use the app version yet, so I haven't been able to talk to it. And the one that I've talked to on the phone, even though I clicked the 4.0 and clicked the earphone so you can chat with it, it's not the new updated version. I'm almost positive. It feels the same as the old one, both in engagement and stuff like that, and the voices. So it's similar to human response in real time. It matches GPT-4 Turbo performance on text, English, and code with significant performance in text. Language is also going to be much faster and cheaper. That's the other thing. This is much faster. When I have used the text version, I've noticed that it did put out the text faster. So I don't know, maybe the only chat only works with the app, which would make sense. And the other one automatically downgrades you to the regular ChatGPT. Again, I don't know. Anyone that has the Mac, as soon as the app comes out for Android and PC, I'll be doing videos and demonstrating that itself. Now, going through, these are some of the amazing things. Like, realize there's a video in here where it shows, let me find the video. I really want to show this. Where, here it is. This is this kid working with his dad, and they are using ChatGPT to teach it geometry. So watch this. It's 3 minutes. We're going to speed it up a little bit so it's a little faster. Realize I'm going to put it at 1.5. So realize it's faster than normally, but I don't want to sit here for 3 minutes, watch the whole thing. But you have to understand, put this in your mind. Context window, whatever it is, all teachers do now are look at the lesson plan, read the chapter, regurgitate that in their own way for your children to learn in school. Why can't you just feed the chapter on the syllabus for today in a ChatGPT and have it teach your child? Then you're in control of what it's teaching. You understand if there's any biases or anything. And what are teachers really doing? Now, again, I'm not knocking teachers. I'm not knocking teachers at all. I think they're amazing. But I also think that school, a lot of people are doing homeschooling now. And if you're doing homeschooling, I'm sorry, unless you're a professor, this will do a better version than you will do. Watch. Again, this is sped up.
OpenAI invited myself and my son Imran here to try out some of their new technology. And so we're curious about how good it might be at tutoring someone in math on Khan Academy. So let's get it started. It's loading up.
In 1 second, real quick, anyone in the chat, please ask questions. I want to do an engagement.
In this format,
hello there. I'm here with my son, and I'd love you to tutor him on this math problem, but don't give him the answer. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction, but I really want to make sure he understands it himself. And he's here in the room, so you can talk to him directly.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the angle alpha right here, right?
Perfect. That's correct. Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
Really,
Remember the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle alpha. The hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle and is directly opposite the right angle.
Speed it back up so we can watch all of it.
Can you find which one is the hypotenuse?
Oh, okay, I see. So I think the hypotenuse is this really long side from A to B. Would that be correct?
Exactly. Well done. Now that you've identified the hypotenuse, can you identify which side is the opposite side to angle alpha?
Okay, well, I mean, you told me earlier that this was the adjacent side, and I know that's the hypotenuse, so I'm guessing that this side, BC, is the opposite side.
Great deduction. That's absolutely correct. Now that you've identified all the sides relative to angle alpha, Do you remember the formula for finding the sine
This is
of an
so
angle
cool.
in a right triangle?
Yeah, I know that the sine is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse.
Perfect. That's absolutely right. Now, can you apply that formula to find sine alpha in a triangle using the lengths of the sides that we've identified?
Okay, so I mean, you told me that.
I mean, look at that. It first knew it's like, okay, we want to find sine of the triangle, but the child needs to understand the layout of the triangle to be able to really find the sine, to be able to use the formula. Just understanding that and be able to teach that with that angle. The possibilities are endless, and this is the worst it's ever going to be, people. So we'll just cut it off right there. Realize I go through it. They have a demonstration I want to show you of it as a translation, real-time translation. Here, we're going to go with this one. That's not the one I mean, but we'll go with this. Watch. Now, imagine this. You can go to any country. There's something like 90 languages, I think it speaks right now. Now, this is real time.
Hey, ChatGPT. I'm here with my coworker today. We'd like you to act as our translator for us. So every time I say something in English, can you repeat it back in Spanish? And every time he says something in Spanish, can you repeat it back in English?
Sure, I can do that. Let's get this translation train rolling.
Hey, how's it been going? Have you been up to anything interesting recently?
Hola, ¿cómo te ha ido? ¿Has hecho algo interesante últimamente?
Hola, bien. Sí, un poco ocupado aquí preparando un evento para la semana que viene.
Hey, I've been good. Just a bit busy here preparing for an event next week.
Can you tell me anything about it? That sounds really interesting.
¿Me puedes contar algo sobre eso? Suena realmente interesante.
I mean, think about this. This is the closest you have to like a Star Trek translator. Imagine when they get this to where you'll be able to have your earphone in and you'll only hear the one, so we'll be able to do it at a quicker pace. Right now it's having to wait to do that, but imagine if it automatically, as soon as the words are coming in, was able to translate it almost lightning speed in your ear. So you're almost hearing real time and not having to get the wait or anything like that. I mean, there's potential with this. This is really cool. All right, so rather than watching this, I'll tell you about it right now. One of the things that you're getting is everybody's getting free access to GPT-4o. For those that have the $20 version, you're going to be getting access, but you get 5 times more inputs. So whatever the limit is, they still haven't set it because, oh, sorry, we're not sharing this tab. I apologize. They still haven't set it. But if I go right now and look at ChatGPT, and we go to this tab, you'll see there's no limit. And if I ask it, it gives me the limits, but they're the limits for 4.0. So I think they're higher. If I watch, let me see if here we go. This is what it said right here. Currently, the limit is set to 50 messages for every 3 hours. Now, mind you, I was using 4.0, but this didn't really feel it did a little bit, but not as much. It's faster. I was having to view images, telling me what it said. I was really checking it out. But it didn't feel all the way. So I don't know, maybe this is still holding back, but it does have the new version. So if I go to start a new chat, the other things that you need to know about this, here's some of the capabilities.
So my friend Barrett here, he's been having trouble sleeping lately. And I want you to tell him a bedtime story about robots and love.
This right here is not that part I was talking to. I fast forward too much. This is where they actually talk about the different types of inflection. Now I'm going to slow this down so you can see that the actual GPT is starting to understand what it means to have emotion to some degree. So watch this.
Oh, a bedtime story about robots and love? I got you covered. Gather round, Barrett. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte. Byte was a curious robot, always exploring.
Started this story, but I want a little bit more emotion in your voice, a little bit more drama.
That's one of the things you can do now is you can interrupt it better without interrupting its train of thought. Before, when you interrupted it in regular chat, you a lot of times would have problems where it would not be able to continue what it was telling you if you accidentally interrupt or anything like that. This now, it has better interruption capabilities. That's one of the new things that are out for O as well.
Got it. Let's add some drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte.
No, ChatGPT. I really want maximal emotion, like maximal expressiveness, much more than you were doing before.
Understood. Let's amplify the drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Byte.
So we're not going to get into that, but let's get into another demonstration. So this is a demonstration right here where he shows him he wants to do a math problem.
Oh. Okay, I see it.
No, I didn't show you yet. Just give me help along the way. 1 second.
Now, mind you, this is really cool because it's live. When you say see it, I don't think it really does video in the phone app. From some of the stuff I've been watching, I feel that it takes a picture and does a screenshot and then reviews that. I don't think it actually does video. I think it can, and I think it does in the desktop because they show later in the desktop. But in this version, I think it does because it's talking about, oh, I see it. And then they're like, oh, no, I haven't shown it to you yet. So I think it's taking screenshots.
Whoops. I got too excited.
But I love the personality. And you can understand how this could be someone that if you were a very lonely person and you need a friend, this could be your friend. And this is what I love but scares me so much about the future is that I guarantee someone in the next year will marry ChatGPT-4o. It might be a different iteration, but because of this, someone's going to marry it. Mark my words.
I'm ready when you are.
Here, I'm going to speed it up just a little bit.
So,
oh, well, never mind.
ChatGPT. What equation did I write down there?
Ah, I see it now. You wrote down 3x plus 1 equals 4.
Yep, exactly. So what's the first step I should take to try to solve this?
Speed up just a little bit.
The first step is to get all the terms with x on one side and the constants on the other side. So what do you think we should do with that plus 1?
Okay, I'm going to try to subtract 1 from both sides, and then I'll...
But anyway, he figures it out, but it walks it through just like the triangle. I mean, think about this for teaching children, for homeschooling, how different this is going to be. Now, here's another one that he does a sign. It says, I love ChatGPT. Now, this is really cool. This is where he does a coding demonstration where he just copies the code. And because it's in the clipboard on the computer, when you have the app up, the desktop app up, it has access to the clipboard and is able to see the code. And it makes amazing recommendations for basic coding. So check this out.
Okay.
Here,
so I'm going to open the ChatGPT desktop app, like Mira was talking about before.
There, so he's opened the app.
Okay,
see this,
and to give a bit of background on what's going on.
This is what I don't have because, again, they only have this open for Mac. You can see at the top. So, anyway.
So here we have a computer, and on the screen we have some code. And then the ChatGPT voice app is on the right. So ChatGPT will be able to hear me, but it can't see anything on the screen. So I'm going to highlight the code, Command C it, and then that will send it to ChatGPT. And then I'm going to talk about the code to ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT.
Hey there. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going really well. I was wondering if you could help me with a coding problem today.
I'm sorry, but this
of course. I'd love to help you.
The availability now of just having the assistant on your desktop and open all the time. And I'm going to show you at the end of this, they just released a $16,000 robot that is freaking amazing. And imagine if you can mirror the two. Imagine if it cost double. It was $32,000, but you're able to have it respond just basic tasks. A little robot follow you around, do basic tasks and chores, and be able to conversate with you and then be your assistant. Like, think about as soon as they give it large action models, so it's able to engage with other platforms, like, you know, be able to go to Airbnb, book a hotel, or get a flight, or whatever. But dude, 32 grand for a personal assistant that follows you around, and I'll show you later in the video, it's got to be less than, I think it's 32 kilograms. I didn't do the math, but the guy literally picks it up. We'll get to that at the end of this video. We'll go into the robot video, because in this group, we're going to be talking about AI all the time, and this is the future. This is the future. It is here, people. This is what you need to realize. Please, this is the future, man. This is the beginning of the internet. This is the discovery of steam engine. This is the discovery of freaking fire. Do you understand? Right now, we are at the beginning of everything. Everything's going to change. It's going to change fast. Because think about this. We're having AI starting to move at an exponential rate. And realize what we see is only what they're letting us see. So if you think this is cool, imagine what's going on behind the scenes that we don't even know about yet. They're only releasing this to us because they feel we're ready for it and they want to stay ahead of Google, because that is what it is. You'll see a lot of comparisons to Google's Gemini release and these guys topping them. Anyway, let's get back to the
problem you're dealing with.
This is so
okay,
cool.
I'm going to share with you some code. 1 second.
Sure thing. Take your time.
Or just copies, not even paste, just copies, and it automatically gives you.
Okay, so I just shared some code with you. Can you give me a really brief one-sentence description of what's going on in the code?
This code fetches daily weather data for a specific location and time period, smooths the temperature data using a rolling average,
So cool.
annotates a significant weather event on the resulting plot, and then displays the plot with the average, minimum, and maximum temperatures over the year.
Awesome, thanks so much. And in the code, there's this function foo. Could you describe to me what the plot would look like if I had versus didn't have this function?
Wow.
Sure. The function foo xy takes in a data frame x containing temperature data and a window size y for calculating the rolling mean. It smooths the average temperature, minimum temperature, and maximum temperature columns by applying a rolling mean over the specified window. With the foo function,
So yeah, I definitely will want to apply this function. And so I'm gonna generate the plot and then show it to you. Give me 1 second.
absolutely. Take your time. I'm excited to see the plot when you're ready.
Yeah, so far, ChatGPT has only been able to see the code, and now I'm gonna run it, and then I'll use the vision capabilities of the ChatGPT desktop app so it can actually see everything going on the screen as well.
So while he's doing that, check this out. Now, mind you, this isn't super advanced code, but it's a start. And now watch, now he's screen sharing.
Okay, ChatGPT.
See how it rolls?
I'm sharing with you the plot now. I'm wondering if you can give me a really brief one-sentence overview of what you see.
The plot displays smoothed average, minimum, and maximum temperatures throughout 2018, with a notable annotation marking a big rainfall event in late September.
Fantastic. I have another question for you. Which months do you see the hottest temperature?
Now imagine being able to apply this to an entire website or funnel that you can scan. Or you just, whatever you're reading, you instead now just, hey, scan that and hey, give me a summary on it. I mean, think about so much potential with this now being embedded, and it's free. That's the thing too. It's free to everyone. They're not charging anything for this model. You get access right now. I'm sorry, not everyone might not have access yet. I believe all paid versions do, but they're releasing it. It will be free if it's not yet. So it will be free for everyone. But that's the thing. As a paid version, you get 5x the amount of use, it says. But just think about that, man. This is why AI is going to move so fast, is because of the ease of use. I open an app, I share my screen, I talk to it like a normal person. It understands me. It has emotion. It has compassion now. Watch, you're going to see later. It's just crazy what's on the horizon.
And roughly what temperatures do those correspond to?
So he's asking questions about the graph.
The hottest temperatures occur around July and August. The maximum temperature during these months is roughly between 25 degrees and 30 degrees, 77 degrees Fahrenheit.
And here's another language where
Hey, ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?
I'm doing great. So I would like you to function as a translator. I have a friend here who only speaks Italian, and I only speak English. And every time you hear English, I want you to translate it to Italian. And if you hear Italian, I want you to translate it back to English. Is that good?
Perfetto.
Start right away.
Mark, io mi chiedo se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbero?
Mike, she wonders if whales could talk, what would...
But do you feel the conversationalness of it and the fact it pushes the conversation? Like even when he first talked to it, it was asking more questions and he had to cut it off. Before it, that was one of the things chat didn't do. It was very much of a one-way driven chat, where now it's much more conversational and back and forth. And I'm telling you, this is it, man. This is so cool.
Would they tell us?
They might ask, how do we solve linear equations?
Potrebbero chiederci
So
come risolviamo.
there's that. And then you can do like, think about this. It asks, he's going to do a demonstration to see here what his emotions look like. And it's going to be able to see his face and understand his expression and be able to tell if he's happy or sad or whatever.
That makes more sense.
Again, that laugh is they asked it to take a look, and it took a look and it said that it was wooden and that was on a table. So that's why I think that it's not live all the time, where it does take like a snapshot and then it goes out. I don't think it's live video. I think it's image.
There we go. It looks like you're feeling pretty happy and cheerful, with a big smile and maybe even a touch of excitement. Whatever's going on, it seems like you're in a great mood. Care to share the source of those good vibes?
Yeah, no.
Right there, it's pressing the conversation just on that picture. Hey, what's going on? Blah. It's trying to find out more about you. And with the memory feature now, so that's going to be able to learn about you, Dude, this is going to be so cool. I'm telling you, this is going to be teaching. And if they're not, they should. People should be using this to some degree. Wait a couple months so it gets perfected. Don't start today. But man, the potential for this just as a tutor and what I've seen already, again, think about it. If you get a hold of a whole course syllabus and you're doing homeschooling anyway, dude, I'm sorry. Right now, ChatGPT is probably a better instructor than you are. Right now, just with what we're seeing right now. Imagine in 3-6 months down the road where it's going to be.
The reason I'm in a really good mood is because we were doing a presentation showcase.
And I think we're going to call that on that video. That was pretty cool. So let's see, is there anything else that we need to say? So it just compares it. If you go to here, I'll put this again. I don't know if this is the one that I gave. Yeah, it's the same one that I did before. If you go to this one, you'll be able to see all this. It talks about the different evaluations and how this benchmark is performing better. GPT-4o is better than Turbo, and you'll see all the, and some of them are marked. Like, look, this is Turbo, which is pretty good here. You'll see here's Claude 3, which I really like Claude 3. And you'll see that there's an even benchmark, but look at the difference in some of this, even above Claude here. Look at the difference right here in math, which is huge. Math has always been. But then they got human evaluation, understanding. Look, it's at a 90 percentile. Man, and some of these, again, here, Claude's beating it. I'm not sure what I'm not sure drop, what all these mean. I can look it up and find out, but they talk about different token. You're going to be, it's less expensive. You're going to have better token usage. According blah, blah, blah.
So let's.
What was that?
Oh, they talk about, this is funny. Get a chance, come watch this video. This video, I watched this earlier. This is like a blooper reel. It's actually pretty funny. Here, we'll watch it for a second.
Let's root for the home. Et après les chansons,
Oh, no.
It's like all of a sudden it's singing and then it starts speaking in French or something all of a sudden. There's just different stuff that happens.
بدنا إيه أكل صيني بسان فرانسيسكو فيك تساعدني؟
San Francisco 是一个很不错的城市。
Now look at this guy's face. It's supposed to be translating, and watch this guy's face. Look at it. Look, it's like, he's like, it didn't say, I don't know what it said, but it didn't say what it was supposed to, obviously. And he's like, I don't know what to do. This isn't like, I believe this is all live. That's one of the things that ChatGPT is doing about this, but that was hilarious. So modal availability, it's text. They talk about that. You get API access for it. That's another big deal, is it has API access. Now, if you go to OpenAI, you can see right now, you can come here, you can learn more. But if you, and it has a bunch of different basic stuff. It talks about new stuff that's coming, about new flagship model and new capabilities that are free for users. But I'm not sure what all these capabilities are. If you go to learn more, it really doesn't tell you more. But here's the deal. If you go to regular ChatGPT, and where is the login now? I'm not seeing the login. Where is, let's see here if I go to Playground. I think that worked. Playground. Platform Playground. Here we go. I'm not sure why. It used to have a login where you could log in. Now if you log into the back-end side of ChatGPT or OpenAI, where you can go in, if you go to OpenAI and you log into your account, you'll see a spot where you're able to get API access and you're able to do stuff like see agents and stuff like that. Where did agents go? Oh, here's all the API access. It used to have agents for here. Interesting. That was just here yesterday. Where's the playground? Here we go. Let's go playground. Here. Okay. Yeah, here we go. I don't know what I clicked on to get out of that. But anyway, so now if you look here, you'll see in Playground. So if you go to, here is what you want to look at right here to get access. And I'll put this platform.openai.com/playground. I'll put this in the chat so that we'll have this as well. Boom, boom, boom. So if anybody wants it, there you go. So what this is, you can think this more like a not pretty version of the ChatGPT, but this usually will have more access and you have more control. So you can adjust the temperature, the amount of tokens, the frequency, penalty of use of words. You can compare like stuff like you can check this out. You can compare 4.0 to regular ChatGPT, so you can enter system constructions and do comparative mode. Did you know that was available? I bet you didn't. Some people do. But anyway, you can come in here and you can upload images and images to links. That's another thing. So it can use visual aid here. Now, the cool thing about the assistants is you can use Zaps easily to talk to these assistants. So you can build out a full higher level, I'd even say GPT, that you can now use easily with Zaps. And if you want to learn how to do that, say Zaps in the chat and I'll do a whole video on that. But you can come in, here's your chats where you can actually chat. Here's your different assistants. You can pick out what assistants you want to, and you can integrate with them. You can come in, here's your other assistants right here if you want to see details about them, if you want to work on them. You can actually do fine tuning where you come in and you'll actually make your system even better. But this takes a lot of work. Here's your API keys, etc. But you can, as you can see, you can get GPT-4o here. But again, it's not quite the same as the one they demonstrated because everything you've seen in all the demos is the app. It's the desktop app or the phone app, which again is not available yet on Android, only on iPhone and Mac. So that's one of the things that's different that you're going to see. So it's not as conversational. Like here, it's regular. If we talk to it, you know, if we go into, let's go into regular ChatGPT-4. So thanks so much for watching this video. Funnel Doc out. Peace.